Good afternoon, class. David Kerr, week 6. So choose one word to summarize your professional brand, justify selection, values, philosophy, education, your personal, professional interests, and how I communicate. So my one word is dedicated. As a retired veteran and an experienced educator of young adults, I have served in a myriad of positions, excelling where others could not, with the same workers. My philosophy is based around a simple idea that education is a lifelong event and everyone wants to do it. The trick I've found? Figure out how to incite desire and motivation into the individual and the group. My values are simple. Do what's right, always. While sometimes what's right is difficult, especially with students, it's still right. To pass a student who hasn't met the standards is not serving them justice, nor is it serving the future industry justice. In fact, those who are just pushed along tend to become more of a burden later, versus the ones who had to struggle just to pass. Many of those kids have appreciated the efforts they've received from their instructors and become stellar students later and better workers. After living in a life with nothing but a code of ethics, the Army values, they become a part of who you are, what you'll become. Either you live by them or you find ways to get around them, which ultimately leads to you getting out. Everyone gets caught eventually, or someone rats them out. Either way, if you live by the values and you learn by them, you become them. My word, dedication, encompasses so many parts of the Army values: loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. Our acronym, leadership. Dedication simplifies these, in my terms at least, as doing what needs to be done, doing what's right, reaching for excellence, performing my duties, and having the courage to challenge the old methods of instruction, to present the digital age, and keep moving education forward. My personal interests are varied as the sky is blue, from kayaking to fishing, golfing, and writing. I strive to remain relevant in this ever-changing world, desiring to accomplish new goals, try new things and new flavors, experience as much of the world as possible. My professional interests are almost as varied. I desire to get my doctorate for multiple reasons. As I tell my wife and daughter, so they will have to call me Dr. Dave. But it's to continue my lifelong learning, to prove to my daughter that it can be done, no matter what, no matter how long it takes, and to continue molding my own theories of education and where I believe we should be headed, where we want to strive forward, what should remain and why, and what should be removed from instruction or modified and why. I believe the knee-jerk resolution of taking things out that don't seem to have any relevancy just to make room for other lessons that fit with the standardized testing so many districts have in place, that's simply poor management. I've seen music departments shuttered because the school doesn't test that subject, and yet they can't seem to figure out why kids are beginning to have problems with math, English, science, and history. If you take the music out, you remove the patterns kids associate with everyday life. Now, the music isn't necessarily the same for all the kids. Some, it's the repetitive pounding of the basketball, or the dribble count, or that 15 minutes of peace. The point is, we can't continue to skin the classes to get to the bones. The math, English, science, and history. If you have ever had biology class, you know the skeleton won't walk without its skin and tissues. The final part of the blog, communicating to the school and district stakeholders. I think the previous words speak clearly as to what they would want to know. I am outspoken in my beliefs, not my religion. Mine isn't like yours. I am not Christian, but my principles are similar. My beliefs, however, are open for discussion. But I am normally right, or so close to right that the light already turned for me. I guess I would simplify this to them by saying that I would like to take their school, their district, my district, into the future, striving for success in new ways, with new technology and new ideas, open for suggestions and armed for change. Will it hurt? For some it might, but then perhaps they're in the wrong district. I don't have any sources on this one because it's my opinion, my values, my goals, and my observations. Thank you all. Hope you enjoyed.